What's up guys, and welcome to another track guide. This week we're at Autopolis with the Mazda MX-5 Cup, and this track is an absolute hidden gem. No doubt in my mind, this is one of the best tracks we've ever had for this car, and these flowy technical corners leading into tight sections that require a lot of patience and car control makes this such a special experience. And it wasn't until 20 minutes into learning this track that I suddenly unlocked the memory that I've driven many laps here in Need for Speed Pro Street, which is one of the most underrated Need for Speed games of all time. Changed my mind. Just reminding you that our lovely YouTube members are getting access to all track guide contents with a 2-day head start compared to their competition. So if you want to become part of that group and support the work that I do, make sure you click the join button, and don't forget to also join my Discord community to get the setups, ghost car, telemetry files, and all of the necessary information you need to schedule a coaching session with me, just like dozens of other LFM drivers have already done. Now let's get into the track guide. Coming into turn 1, we have a very tricky braking zone because our reference is very small. Start braking in a straight line at the first patch of grass that protrudes into the white line and get the car down into third gear. It might look very difficult to spot the reference in the video, but when driving it's surprisingly intuitive. Start turning in once the edge of the track changes angle and trail the brakes right up until the inside curb, where you will start to gradually introduce the power back on. Brake up to 70% pressure at the 50 board and take this corner in 4th gear, trying to keep up your momentum and inducing rotation with the brakes to compensate for the lack of engine braking in 4th gear. After using all of the track on exit, give yourself some space for the left-hander and downshift into 3rd gear after turning in for the next corner and coast without touching the brakes. Aim for a double apex line and trust the front end of the car at full throttle. From about halfway across the track, start braking just as you're about to get to the outside curb and do your best to stay off the ABS. You can also take this corner in 3rd gear, but 2nd will give you a much stronger exit for the fast section coming up ahead. Into the hairpin, brake hard at the Marshall post on the right and go for a late apex in 2nd gear. You can see that I kind of blew the apex here, but I find that going all the way to the inside upsets the balance of the car due to the elevation change, but both lines should work just fine. At the 50 board, use the brakes as a mean for rotation and downshift into 4th gear. Make sure you use every inch of the track at every point of the turn because we want to carry as much speed as possible here. Turn in where the outside curb ends and trust the front end of the car through the entire turn. You will have to modulate the throttle in order to make it because this corner is not quite flat. You can also use the inside curb for extra rotation, but that will require more throttle control to balance the car. From about halfway across the track, aim for a double apex line and brake once you get to the inside curb. Since it's an uphill corner, it's very easy to overslow the car. But on the other hand, carrying too much speed will destroy your line for this entire section, so try to find whatever feels comfortable to you and stick with it. For the last turn, turn in still at full throttle and downshift into third once you feel like you're settled into the turn. Try to add as much throttle as you can without running wide, because the elevation will rob you of speed in a section where you can't afford that. So that was a lap around Autopolis with the Mazda MX-5 Cup, and I hope this track guide was helpful to your week of racing in low fuel motorsports. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy the hot lap.